Well, hi, Ken. We are with Ken Steinsultz of the Spirit of Evansville. He's been their director for 7 years. And so, Ken, what's your musical background?
Well, I majored in music many years ago when the crust was cooling. I was in college. Um, Actually, it literally was 40 years ago when I graduated high school and went into to college and majored in music education with an instrumental background. Then was a high school teacher for 4 years before going back to graduate school full time. And did that for 3 years. Finished a master's, did the coursework on the doctorate. Went back to teaching high school and then got into college teaching, where I was able to finish the doctorate. Doctor of Musical Arts is my degree. Of all things, in euphonium. So may have to look that instrument up, but I'm actually a euphonium player. And then got in all the time I was doing bands. And right now my job is, I think the question is down a little further on the list, but I'm director of bands and I teach low brass instruments. So I teach the euphonium, I teach trombone, I teach tuba, as well as we have a couple bands leading those. In the last 3 years, this is my third year. I am now what was the department chair. Now, since we have changed, we are the music conservatory. I'm co-director of the music conservatory here at the University of Evansville. So it's a long answer to your question about my background, but there, there's my story about who I am and what I do.
Were you always in the state of Indiana?
No, this is my first in the state. I was actually always in the state of Illinois. Um, Not because I was stuck on Illinois, but I grew up in Illinois and ended up that's where the jobs took me. And then this job ended up in Indiana. Ironically, I'm about 75 miles from where I grew up in Illinois. And that wasn't by design, it's just where the job took me. But no, most of my stuff has been in Illinois. Um, I started out my barbershop career in Illinois when I was in high school. And then continued when I was in college. After I graduated college, I ended up directing that course for a little while. Um, and then went to graduate school at the University of Illinois and sang in their chorus. And after being away and then coming back, I got hired at the University of Illinois as a band director, rejoined the chorus, and then for a while even directed them. Um, and that all, everything came to a halt when I moved to Evansville. There wasn't a real active men's scene. Um, so I'm probably taking away some of your questions. Sorry here.
No, really, it's fine. No problem.
But
So have you sung barbershop or just directed?
no, both. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah. I had a real active quartet. When I was in graduate school, it's when I really got active. I'd been in quartets, but there was a group of guys similar in age. Um, I think two of them were married at the time, and I was not, and neither was another. Um, and we got together, and it was a great sound. It was a lot of fun. And then along the way, a couple of us got married. All of us began having children. Um, we sang for a long time, and then went different ways. We're still friends and stayed together, but sang in different quartets. I finally moved here. But in recent years, we've been getting back together. The old story, that old quartet of mine. We are really close, and we get together about once a month on Zoom. We get together in the summer and do a boating thing. We even sang on the last show in the Spirit of Evansville. They came down and sang on the show. We sang a few tunes. And
how fun. What is your name?
the quartet's name was Timepiece. I think that name might be taken officially now.
Oh,
So
oops.
when we used to compete, we were Timepiece. But then I've been in several others that did competing. Um, so I sang baritone and I always sang baritone, but the quartet just before I moved, I was actually singing tenor. Um, Ironically, they said, "Hey, come and try this tenor part," and it worked out. And so that's the only quartet I've done is tenor and baritone, but primarily I'm a baritone.
So when you retire, you can get involved in a chorus, maybe.
Yeah, and here's the irony too. We're talking the old quartet. We're looking at our ages and saying, in about a year we're going to be a seniors quartet. So we might do some senior stuff. We'll see.
Oh, that would be
We live about
awesome.
4 hours apart, but some people are retired. I'm not yet, but some of them are already retired. So
So does Illinois, the state of Illinois, have, like I know Indiana has a barbershop category for their solo and ensemble. Does Illinois have that? I know Iowa does not.
they didn't when I was there. They might have.
Okay.
I've been gone for a while. Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious about that because I think Indiana's ahead of the times there.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Yeah. So how did you become the director of the Spirit of Evansville Chorus?
Well, that's an interesting story too. I told you I'm a euphonium player. So I was playing a solo with the local band in the summer. They asked me to be a soloist, and after it, my biography was in the program, and I guess somebody had read it. These gentlemen came up to me afterwards and started talking to me about barbershop. They had read and I said, yeah, I did that. Oh, we're from the Evansville group, and it was phasing out. So we had a nice conversation, but it wasn't. But a few weeks after that, I got a call. One of them was married to Sweet Adeline, and they were looking for a director. And they called me and said, "Hey, we're looking for a director." And I was really busy, and I put them off. Finally, they said, "Will you meet with us at least and talk about it?" I said, "Sure, I'll meet with you and talk about it." So we met and we talked, and they made me an offer I couldn't refuse. So I did. I hadn't done the women's chorus before. So that was my first into Sweet Adeline's. Although I sang on Sweet Adeline's shows and been around, I had not directed a Sweet Adeline's chorus. So it was kind of different, but it was neat. And so here I am, director of Spirit Evansville, and I guess they're still happy with me. They haven't fired me yet. So no,
I hear good things, so I
well,
think
I
you'll be
do
very
think they
happy.
like what I'm doing, and I enjoy them. So I think it's a mutual thing.
Yeah. So what are the differences and similarities from conducting a band to conducting a Sweet Adeline chorus,
Oh wow. Well,
besides words?
yeah, well, music. I'm kind of weird in that. I think music is music. Whether you're doing the string thing, you're doing the vocal thing. Are you making music? Obviously, there are technical things that are different, like words, but you still gotta. When you're singing in an ensemble, you got to try to be together, try to sing in tune, try to sing with a good sound, as if you were playing an instrument. Same things apply. As far as the physical conducting, probably should be better at that women's, or I shouldn't say women's, but vocal thing, um, than I am, since my background is. But it's not like I'm totally foreign to vocal music. I sang choir in high school and college, and have conducted church choirs, so it's not. But being an upper level vocal director, I'm probably not. but I do enjoy music, and consider myself a musician. So um, that's the biggest. I think there's more similarities than differences.
So do you have a highlight from your Spirit of Evansville conducting days?
Wow. Yeah, that's one of the questions I knew you were going to ask. Um, as far as anything standing out, not necessarily one event stands out. We've had a lot of fun. Um, we've had a lot of fun doing things. Um, yeah, not a single event I think stands out. We've done some nice shows. So, some years at our contest we do better than others. I think everybody does that. As long as we're going in that direction, and sometimes we're not. Sometimes we're doing that, but as long as we're not going that direction, I think we're doing okay. Um, it's just we're having a good time. Yeah,
Oh, that's
I'm
great.
having a good time, and I think they are too. I think they enjoy my sense of humor, as warped as it is.
So tell me about your family life and are they as musical as you?
Yes. My wife was a high school band director. Uh, we met in graduate school, actually. She did the same thing I did. She had been teaching and was back as a full time student. That's where we met. And then she ended up being a high school band director after grad school, and I ended up being a college director. When the second child came along, that was two band directors too many in the household, and so she became full-time mom until the kids went to school, and then she actually did go back into teaching. And then we moved here, and she's gone a different route now. She's actually in sales. She does some subbing every now and then in the schools, especially for music. They like to get her in because she can run a rehearsal and they don't have to waste a day. Although she doesn't do that much anymore. Her full-time job is keeping her from doing that. So yes, Jill, my wife is Jill, you figured that out, is a musician slash music teacher. Our daughter is very musical on the clarinet, and she actually played clarinet in my college band. She didn't major in music. She majored in archaeology, but she played all 4 years she was here, and was a good clarinet player. I was so glad to have her in the band. Very dependable player. Our son is majoring in music. He is majoring in music. Ed wants to be a teacher. Plays trumpet. He's going to the University of Louisville. He decided he wanted to go out of town for college, which I can respect. So that was the place that fit him best, and it was a good choice. He's doing well at University of Louisville, and I think he's going to be a good teacher. He's a smart kid. He's very talented. Gets it all from his mother, but I think he'll be good at it.
Oh, that's great. Well, so do you have any hobbies other than music? It seems like music is keeping you busy.
I'm a very bad golfer. When people ask me if I golf, my answer is I own clubs. What I do, you wouldn't call golfing. Um, it's fun to be outside chasing the ball and turning off the phone and not taking calls. So I play in the summer 2 or 3 times a week. I haven't played now probably since September. I take it back. I did play once, but anyway. I enjoy the game of golf, even though I'm terrible at it. So just know that up front. I'm not good at it. Don't even claim to be good at it. But it's fun to play. And recently, just so I can get some aerobic exercise, I played pickleball, which I recommend everybody try because it's
Isn't
so
it
fun.
fun? I learned how to play. I love it.
I play pickleball 3 times a week here on campus and just have a blast. And it's great fitness and great fun. So those are basically the two things I do besides music.
So, are there any words that you live by or that you teach by?
Yeah, this is going to sound crazy, isn't it? But you've already figured out that my personality. Um, I, I usually say, listen to what you create. Um, so if you're creating music, you're singing. Are you listening to what you're doing, or are you just going through the motions? Are you playing? If you're playing in a group, are you listening to what you're doing as you're creating? It makes a difference when you're listening to what you're doing and not just there's a difference in just doing it, participating and actually creating. So if you're just sitting there participating, mouthing through the words, are you creating? Um, so I will often say, listen to the music you're creating, and just to get people a little more aware of their listening skills. Um, it's goofy, but
Oh my gosh, no, I think it's awesome. Those are great words.
but you figured out I'm kind of goofy anyways. Oops, my light just went out. That's it. Sitting still too long. Sorry. Wave my
Well,
hand.
Ken, this has been a delight. And if do you have anything else you wish to add or say to Region 4 or
Oh, well, hey, Region 4 is great. Everybody's so nice and friendly and have welcomed me, and I really appreciate it. Everybody's working real hard when we go see the contest. Everybody's put in so much time, and I know they're doing it right now, even without contest, whether you're doing it inside or outside. Just keep making music. It's fun. It keeps you young. I'm actually about 85 years old, but it keeps you young. You know how old I was, Em, because I told you when I graduated high school. But
that's right. That's right.
it's an
Well,
activity you
thanks.
can do when you're 85. That's for sure.
It is absolutely, absolutely. So, well, Ken, it was delightful to chat with you, and let's hope we see each other real soon.
Oh, I hope so.
Okay, thanks,
Thank
Ken.
you so much.